Deep breath in, deep breath out. Wow, there's a lot to talk about today. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and share this to my Twitter, which is pretty much the only active social media I have besides Instagram right now. So let me go ahead and do that while this local chaparral burns in the background. And then we'll get started on talking about a lot of this crazy stuff that's going down. Hey, what's up, Zach? Good to see you. Hey, Tyler. All right, let me just share this real quick, and then I will get on here. And if you guys wouldn't mind sharing on Twitter or wherever you have, if you feel called to, that would help me out a lot. All right, so yeah, this video has been building for a little bit. I've been in another kind of turning inward state of my life and doing a lot of reflection and inner healing and just everything, you know. It's like, I know you guys know what's going on. It's intense out there right now. And so it's really important that we all take the time to do that, especially those of us that are, you know, speaking and putting a lot of energy into what is going on in the situation right now. It's really important for those people to take breaks and give themselves self-care and, you know, take a vacation, even if it's just in your city, but go somewhere that you don't normally go on a nature hike you don't normally go to, spend some time with some friends or family you haven't seen in a while. These are the things that I think are going to really help us right now as we move through these turbulent times. So can I get an all good if you guys can hear me? Sounds like you guys can. Hey, Becky. All right. So yeah, one of the things that I'll go ahead and get started talking about, because this was the first major thing that I've been kind of working on gathering information for the past week or two, is this XRP case with the SEC. So in this video, we're going to get into everything that's happening. We're going to get into the FLYNN stuff, the LINWOOD stuff, the Mr. T stuff, as Magenta Pixie puts it, and everything going on right now. But I'm going to start with XRP and cryptocurrency and what's been going on in that realm, because I've had a lot of Tyler, I'm leaving. Well, screw you too, man. No, I'm just kidding. I've had a lot of people in friends of mine and friends of Alexis reach out who watched my XRP video and were deeply concerned and fearful over what happened with XRP and the crash and the lawsuit from the SEC that's going on. So I wanted to give my thoughts on that. But overall, I'm very, very confident in what's going on, just as confident as I am with the 17 plan and everything. I believe that the XRP project and Ripple as a company is another arm, another aspect, another fractal of the 17 alliance redistribution, right? So if you're brand new to this XRP, you're like, what's that? Recommend checking out my older videos for background info. I won't go into all that again because people have already heard it. But essentially, it's one of the primary foundations for how I think the quantum financial reset is going to play out in the redistribution of wealth. There's a particular cryptocurrency called XRP, which is you know, different than Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's the third most popular, but unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are primarily controlled by communist China, XRP is an American, well, it was made by an American company. It's an open source ledger, blockchain ledger. That's how they all work. All the financial systems within the blockchain are open source in that way. So I see this as, for a multitude of reasons, as being one of the backbones of the financial reset, right alongside gold and silver and everything else. Like, I think XRP will be cryptocurrency gold backed. XLM Stellar, the sister project, will likely be silver backed. And then you have Flare and Spark, which are extensions of that, which, oh my God, you guys, I have to put this link down below. So there was a video released by, it's essentially a sister company to, or a sister network to XRP. It's called the Flare Network. And I've been getting pings about this Flare network ever since they started talking about it, that it was going to be very, very important for the future of space commerce and international trading and interplanetary economic systems and things like that. So Flare Networks, which is a composite of Flare, put out a video essentially giving us a sneak peek at what they expect Flare to be. And oh my God, it was totally secret space program, solar flash disclosure, like everything. Like they showed the solar flash happening, they showed us going to other planets, and they showed how the Flare network the blockchain that is the Flare network would be the basis for this entire thing, for interplanetary trade, for how we're getting to other planets, for how we're communicating with each other. It's like the blockchain, I think, is so much more powerful than people, including me, can even fathom in this moment, like what it's capable of. And that's why I think the blockchain at its core is an ET gifted technology. Maybe not Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin was probably a human who made Bitcoin based off of a download, and then, you know, other people ran away with it. But blockchain as a whole, I feel very confident that it is a galactic technology that will help liberate the planet from its financial Babylonian money magic slavery. And so it's not in the description right now, but I'll throw a link in there. But you can look up Flare Networks teaser trailer or something like that on YouTube, and you'll see it. And it's totally like SSP disclosure to the max, like crazy. So that's one of the reasons why I still feel very confident. But going more into the SEC thing, essentially what's happening is the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commissions, is suing Ripple, which is the company, the American company that created XRP. They're suing Ripple, claiming that XRP is a non-registered security for Ripple. So if you don't get, you know, stock terms, a security is when you have an invested stake in a company. So the SEC is saying that Ripple falsely put out stocks for their company and didn't register them as so, which would be a crime. And Ripple is arguing that no, the foundation of what XRP is that it is a currency, right? You can't pay for things with stocks. You have to cash out a stock. You can't go to, you know, the supermarket and pay for things with like Apple or Tesla stock. But the way XRP is set up, that's exactly what it's intended to do, except XRP is designed to be more of the background network that's going on between the banks, and the way that they're creating this on-demand liquidity system internationally where you can send any payment anywhere in the world in 2 to 4 seconds that will eventually be gold back. So picture going to your local Bank of America and you're like, I want to send, you know, $2,000 in gold to my friend in the UK. And so you go to Bank of America and you're like, yeah, I want to send some gold. And so they send XRP, you know, you give them whatever you're paying in. They transmit that to XRP through the XRP ledger, and within seconds, it's already at that other bank in the UK. And with their gold reserves, they're able to pull out that gold that you sent, right? So the banks will become gold reserves. They're not going to be central banking dynasties anymore. They're just going to be like actually what they were supposed to be, which is just gold reserves that people can pull out. And these gold reserves will be backed by XRP. Feel and see with what's going on in the world and having been studying this. So still very confident in XRP. And I think that this shakeout in the market was intentional. It was part of the plan, so to say, but you could also say it was like a deep state attack in the same way that they are trying to discredit Mr. T and everything that's going on. The media, Silicon Valley, they're trying to discredit Ripple and XRP in the same exact way. Like they are so married to me in my mind, and the groups that are attacking them are so unilateral. Like it's, to me, it's so obvious that they're part of the same operation, and that this is like the new quantum system that they're really trying to stifle. And so the day before the SEC chair, Jay Clayton, who looks like a demon, the day before he resigns, he puts out this lawsuit against Ripple. So super shady, right? Super shady to begin with. Lots of criticism against him in general, not just for that, but for other stuff. He's a shady guy. But shady that they were sitting on this lawsuit for 7+ years, could have brought up any kind of complaints over that time, but instead, you know, had to happen right now, perfectly timed with the E word, the ELECTION word, which I can't say. It perfectly timed, and I think it's, you know, there's no coincidences here. So let me see if there's anything else when it comes to XRP that I wanted to mention. I had a whole list, but I'm not going to go through it all because, yeah, if you have any specific questions, though, let me know. Oh, another good sign was that the day that SEC sued Ripple, XRP stock or XRP price value dropped to like over 50%, right? Out of fear. They're trying to cause fear in the market. Now, the day, a week later, that Ripple put out a public statement on Twitter, basically just saying, we are very confident that we're going to win this case. We're not going to talk about it publicly until the hearing happens, but basically don't worry. XRP jumped up like 20, 30% just from that statement. So it gives you a little hint at what'll happen when the clarity is given. And I think that what we're going to see, the plan with this SEC case is to establish regulatory clarity within the US for Ripple and XRP, thereby giving it a straight path to becoming approved to be a reserve within the US. And XRP's already partnered with Bank of America and American Express and I think Wells Fargo and, establishments that are traditionally cabal, but that what I see happening is that just like with all the CEOs that resigned over the past years, the alliance has been, they don't want this to be like a pull out under the rug thing as much as they want to make this smooth. So rather than having all the banks collapse and everybody lose all their money and have it be very dramatic, I think they're trying to make it as smooth as possible. So they took out the CEOs from the banks and the other institutions, put in their white hat puppets or white hat assets or whatever, agents, whatever you want to call them. And we're seeing this play out. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I'm going to jump over to the comments. See, I've been rambling for a little bit. Why am I not a mod? Oh my God, I don't even have any mods. That's how bad of a YouTuber I am. How do I make you a mod? Here we go. All right, you are a mod, Tyler. Anybody else want to be a mod? Hey, Donovan. Okay, yeah, Pope, Flynn, all that stuff. That's what I'm going to start getting into now. Any last questions about XRP and SEC? Because, again, I know a lot of people were, like, really reaching out and, like, really nervous that they were going to lose all their money. I have not sold any of my XRP. I've been buying more, and I just keep adding to my bag, as they say. And, I mean, you guys, like, for real, gold and silver, good investments. I have silver. I don't have any gold. But this, in my mind, I feel like it's going to, I mean, not just my mind, but like what Spirit is telling me and everybody else in this community is that this is going to be one of the single largest return of investments that we will ever witness in history. And we're talking about a coin that you can get for like 30 cents right now. That'll probably be worth more than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is worth $40,000 right now. So that's like, if you invest $100, that could make you a millionaire. So it's just the kind of thing where even if you only have $50, it could really, if you don't have anything to lose with $50, then it's a good thing to do. So yeah, check out my old videos for how to invest in that if you like. All right, moving on. Oh, is the stream glitchy? Am I coming in okay? Okay. So, man, I don't even know where to start next. There's been a lot that's been going on. Well, I guess let's start with, I have to really be careful of the words I say because, it get banned so easily. So I'm going to use code. But we'll say the E for the ELECTION. Obviously, what the deep state wants right now is to make it look like that JB is going to be in office January 20th. But and of course, probably everybody watching this has full confidence that that's not going to happen. And, the day before the January 6th event, General Flynn did an interview with Alex Jones, which is very strange because if you remember, there was an interaction with Alex Jones and General Flynn earlier in the last month, where Alex Jones went up to Flynn and gave him a handshake and tried to talk to him, and Flynn just looked like disgusted with him. It was a very strange interaction, and I was like convinced fully at that point that AJ was fully deep state, which was already my hunch, but that was like, you know, that was the last straw. I was like, okay, it's clear. But then they published an interview together, and I'm like, this is very interesting. What happened here? What caused Flynn to go from having that disgusted look of like, you're a traitor and I hate you, to all of a sudden being willing to do an interview with him? And I feel like this goes way deeper than we even realize now, and the mystery around AJ will probably be one that blows all of our minds. And I just keep getting the message that like, we're so funny, you know, us awakening community. We all realize that there's going to be truths that come out that are going to blow our minds. Even those of us that are the most tapped in or most woke or whatever. There's going to be stuff that's going to blow all our minds that nobody would have ever seen coming. And yet some people are still so ride or die, will die on their hill over specific things that Q is never validated or invalidated or anything. Anything that like people are, you know, besides, like, I understand this could be hypocritical because I'm saying like I'm pretty dang sure that JB is not going to be president, but within like the 17 community and stuff, I've just noticed a lot of I guess arrogance in some things where people are so set on the way that they think things are going to turn out, and I'm just like, man, I feel like we're all going to have our minds blown, and there's some stuff that I feel like I probably believe really deeply that's going to blow my mind, that's going to be earth-shattering too. And I just think it's important for us to keep that in mind. And so AJ could be that kind of thing, you know? I've been very, you know, when it comes to all these people that people get obsessed with being shills, whether it's AJ or Steinbart or like whoever it is, I feel like I've been taking a very objective stand back, like just watching. I feel like I'm just the observer. And from just the observer standpoint, there is a deeper truth going on that is not what anybody thinks it is. And I don't know what it is, but I can see that there is the form there of the truth that we are all kind of missing. And I just like see the outline of it, you know, and I'm excited to learn what that is. So maybe something happened with AJ and Flynn, and there's a reason why Flynn, he actually called AJ a good guy, I'm pretty sure, and like said he had a good heart or something like that. That made me just like, it blew my mind. I was like, whoa, I got to take a step back and reassess what I think. Maybe he's not a bad guy. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a super MK controlled puppet that leans in both directions depending on who's influencing him. I feel like that's probably a pretty big possibility when it comes to a lot of these shilly type people. Like, you know, I know I've been thinking for a while that AJ was a Mossad agent and was straight up shill and like 100% knows what he's doing. But lately I'm thinking, well, maybe he is more being played and he's not so conscious, and he's, you know, both sides are trying to control him in a way. And maybe the white hats finally got control over him, and that's why Flynn did the interview. I don't know. I just find that whole thing interesting. But in that interview, Flynn said 100%, 10 out of 10, no doubt in his mind, Trump would be the next president. And yeah, I mean, to me, that's like obvious. And to most of you guys, I'm pretty sure that's obvious. I think what we're going to see play out over the next 10 days is, well, I think maybe we have entered the 10 days of darkness that 17 has talked about. And I think if we have entered that, it's 10 days of no communications from the president. Not actual darkness, but maybe blackouts and those kind of things will happen. Maybe. I hope not, but it's possible, if not probable. But Flynn posted on his Parler a video of, I forget the pastor's name, but it was a pastor whose name started with a C. It was a really long name. And he was like, watch the first 10 minutes of this. We need Jesus back in America. And I watched it, and it was called it said 10 days of something. I'm going to double check. I don't think it said darkness, but it said the 10 days begins or something like that. And I was just getting the ping like, this is the 10 days of darkness that 17 had talked about. And that first 10 minutes of that interview with that guy was awesome. And especially coming from somebody who was raised agnostic, atheist agnostic, and I grew up pretty judgmental of people that were Christian, I'll admit. And it's crazy now. It's so beautiful to me to be able to watch like pastors, preachers that are aligned, that are actually on the side of God and not pretending to be on the side of God. And I'm like, dude, you and I are so on the same wavelength. Like we are in tune, but maybe we're using different semantics and different words. And you're saying kingdom of God and I'm saying fourth density and blah, blah, blah. But it's all the same thing. Like if you're talking to these men of God, women of God that are actually aligned, we're all the same. There's not really a difference. So I thought that was really cool. And that video was had a lot of good information in it. So I recommend watching like the first 10 minutes of that. Oh, in that video, that's what I wanted to say. The My Pillow guy, they play a clip from him, and man, the My Pillow guy is like, I'm trying to figure that guy out. I'm pretty sure My Pillow guy is like an NSA agent. Uh-oh, am I glitching out? I'm pretty sure the My Pillow guy is an NSA agent or some kind of agent. I got that vibe from the beginning, and uh-oh. It's telling me my thing's being slow. Am I still coming in okay for you guys? Can you give me a comment and tell me if it's glitching or not? It says, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being set often. I don't even know. It's been so long since I've done a live stream. All right, let's hope we're good. But My Pillow guy, yeah, from the beginning, I was like, there's something up with this dude. Like, the fact that Trump and Flynn and, like, everybody connected to Trump was promoting the My Pillow guy. I mean, am I the only one that's like, there's something more here? Like, why is a pillow company the biggest like thing that they're kind of advertising and that is sponsoring the pro-Trump groups and RSBN and that kind of stuff? And I mean, I know the whole story about how he was like a drug addict and he turned his life around through selling pillows and all that. But I really get the feeling that this guy is like some kind of intelligence agent that is playing a role. And let me see if I can flip over to this. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So he put out a video where he was on a private jet, you can tell, and he said, quote, "This is as real as it gets, and President Trump will be your next president for the next 4 years." And he talked about how he basically said he's a secret agent without saying he's a secret agent. I mean, he said he's going to a special meeting with Powell and Flynn and someone else, and they were going to talk about some important stuff. So it's like, dude, 1 + 1. What's going on here? Anyways, I like it. I think I gotta get a My Pillow. Apparently with promo code RSBN, they're only like $30, so I might just have to get one. Have you guys got one? Are they worth it? Maybe they have some kind of like awesome Tesla tech in them that's actually healing people, or like monoatomic gold or something. I can have dreams. It's not that good, Becky? Dang it. I've never tried it. I was hoping that it would be good, but you know, it's also kind of, you know, any company that's based 100% around like something like a pillow is, I don't know. Hopefully they'd have a good product, but that's a bummer. Oh, Desert Marco says that the pillows are very good. Well, I'm just going to have to try one myself then and be the tiebreaker. So yeah, let's talk about Mr. Linwood. Pretty sure I can't say his name. I'm going to pull up the P app that we're also not supposed to talk about and read you some of his tweets. So we'll call him LW after he was banned from Twitter, like the president. He started posting on the P app. And, right before he got banned from Twitter, there was posts that he was talking about. He was really coming all out with like the PEDO gate stuff. He was talking about, man, I can't even like say the words. CST, if you know what I mean, child traffic. He was talking about that. He was talking about how Pence was in on it, how Supreme Court Justice was in on it, how, stuff that, of course, people who have been following 17 know, but now someone like him who has come out of nowhere, right? Another yeah, pretty sure you're an agent too. You've come out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden, like, you are the face of disclosure in a way. But in a good way, I'm saying he's an agent. Unless, we're all getting duped, which is a possibility too. But I feel like he is a good person. Even though he does have certain distortions with the heavy Christianity stuff, maybe. If I'm going to... Yeah. I think there's just a lot of like really hardcore Bible literalists, and they're mostly on the right track. But once all this disclosure stuff is over, then, the Bible literalists, we're going to have to like work with them a little bit to kind of show them the bigger picture that's going on. But for now, Bible literalism, I'll take that any day over Satanism, right? I love Jesus. Jesus is my man. So yeah, let's read some tweets. I'm gonna check the comments first real quick. Oh yeah, the Spec Ops. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, Zach. I'm gonna show you a video from that Lieutenant General McIlhenny. And there's a video of the guys who were doing the Spec Ops running through the Capitol, and people are like, "You're Antifa, get out of here." And they're like, "You guys, we're not Antifa. Like, we're trying to do something." And you could tell they're like Spec Ops guys. Those are the guys that took Pelosi's laptop. I'll show you that video. It's also on my Instagram. Real quick, Twitter, follow me, Cosmic Origins. Instagram, you can follow me at JAYSEDEFACE, Jace to Face. That's like my OG Instagram from way back when. Somehow that one didn't get deleted when they purged all my other stuff. So I've been going hard on Instagram. I've been doing like so many stories, like 50 plus stories a day. It's been the easiest thing for me to do while I'm like kind of not making videos and stuff. So you guys can follow me on there if you wish. But yeah, we'll get into that Spec Ops stuff at the Capitol. Becky has 4 of them. 4 pillows. LDW drops are epic. Oh, I haven't heard as much about the Chris Miller, Ezra Cohen stuff. I'm going to have to look more into that. Oh no, they got your Twitter. Dang. I have heard so many people that don't even have a following, like me, myself included. I went from like 500 followers to like 4 something. So not very much. But people who have even less than that are getting banned. Like people who have 0 followers are telling me they're getting banned. Like what's going on? Why are they banning people that don't even have followers? It's crazy. Like they're going on a full purge, Nazi, fascist, communist purge, whatever you want to call it. Communism, fascism, linearly 2 different ends of the spectrum, but it's not linear. They are really the same thing when you get to the deep of it. Yeah, let's go into LW. Again, if you feel called to, please share this wherever you have social media still. Yeah, so they were talking about the Pence and stuff. And everyone was like, of course, that tweet about Pence and the CST, the child traffic, that started to really purge out a whole nother level of deep state actors that were pretending to be pro-Trump. Now, one of the people that I saw get super triggered about it was Charlie Kirk. And I never heard of Charlie Kirk until like a couple months ago, but I started watching his show because he sometimes was the only person who was covering some of these events in the Senate and other stuff. It was some of the only live stream coverage out there next to RSBN. And man, he went off on Lin Wood and was like, if you're one of those people that are listening to Lin Wood, you need to rethink the decisions in your life. And you could just tell he was about to like explode because he's probably a pedo too, you know. I don't know, at this point I have no empathy for people that are like, you know, blocking the truth, because if you are standing in the way of truth, man, there's something you're hiding, and it's not going to be pretty when it comes out. So yeah, Charlie Kirk, I don't know about him. All right, back to the tweets. I'm going to actually read them. I know I keep getting distracted. I'll read you guys the recent ones. You guys have probably already read the ones from the past couple days. So, and then after this, we're going to get into the blackout stuff. So hang in there. Actually, we'll just start with that. So yesterday he said, be prepared for an imminent blackout. President Trump will be using the emergency broadcast system. We have a man of courage and faith at the helm. He will be at the helm for 4 more years per the rule of law. Pray for president, country, all. And then, of course, we saw blackouts happen across Pakistan and at the Vatican, which are 2 places that we've heard that election results data was funneled to before being sent back to the States. And so, you know, is that a coincidence? I don't think so. No coincidences. And then he announced that Apple was going to be doing an update on iPhones, on an auto update that was going to shut off the EBS and to turn auto update off. So it's funny because I just got an iPhone for the first time in my entire life because I was like, I needed a new phone, and I was like, I don't know who to go with. They all seem compromised. And I was like, the only American companies are Apple and Google. And even though I've never liked Apple, at this point, I kind of trust them slightly more than Google, because we know Google sold out to China. We know Eric Schmidt sold out to China. That was all part of the drops. So I'm like, man, it's either like I can go not American, but that's even more sketchy. So I went and I got the iPhone. And yeah, it is what it is. But it's interesting now they're saying that, which I don't even know if that's legal for them to shut off the EBS. That could be a whole crime of treason within itself. Can you imagine? Ooh, would not want to be caught doing that. That's going to be bad news for those people. They also, as a part of that EBS, there was a warning that was sent out, I think by the FCC, to all partners of the emergency broadcast system, stating that they basically need to fulfill their contractual agreements on doing the EBS, which outside of this context would be kind of confusing why they would do that. But when you know what's going on and you know that they're going to try to stop the broadcast from happening, then of course they're going to be like, hey, you guys check yourselves. You better show this thing or it's not going to look good for you guys. Lewis says, when do you think XRP is going to get resolved? My best guess would be around the same time that the Trump presidency gets clarity. I think that they are very, very married, the timelines of the two and the projects and everything. And I think that it's all going to happen within the same week. I would guess that we're going to see the truth come out about the election. We're going to see probably some kind of market crash of, I had a dream a month or 2 ago that gold was going to crash like crazy, like down to near zero. And And then right after I had that dream, there were all these reports from financial institutions that gold might plummet. And I was like, well, that's probably something that just has to happen. And that was kind of the confirmation I got back that even though it would look bad when the stock market and stuff drops, it would actually give people an opportunity, right? So I took the XRP crash in the same exact way. Like a lot of people sold their XRP when it started to crash like a week or two ago. And I didn't, because I felt like it was another opportunity for people that don't have a lot of money to get into this financial reset as much as possible. And I think it'll be the same thing with gold. I'm not saying like you should wait for that, because it might not happen, but in my dream and in these other areas of my life that I was seeing this, it was like there was going to be an intense gold crash. And so I think that's going to be coupled with the market crash. I think Bitcoin and most of crypto will crash too. And I think that while that's crashing, we're going to see XRP skyrocket, because again, XRP is the secret sword of light that is hidden, waiting to be used, right? It's like Merlin's sword coming out of the stone, right? It's all set up. It's all ready to go. So as soon as the other systems crash, the money is naturally going to flow into this. This is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, of course. I could be completely wrong. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, always, of course. But my gut, my spirit guides, my friends in high places are telling me and have told other people in this community that this is the real deal. And yeah, so I think when all that other stuff happens, that's when we will see XRP resolve, and not just resolve, but like it's gonna be a rocket. So make sure you pack your bags before the rocket takes off. All my apps did an update an hour ago without me approving that on iPhone. Dang, that sucks. I just went in last night and turned off the auto update. Did they take your Parler off your phone with that update? Disregard Linwood at your own peril. iPhones are built by Wager and Sirio. I'm not disregarding Linwood. No, I'm like totally behind Linwood, 100%. I think Linwood is part of the 17 team, most likely. And yeah, iPhones built by slaves in China. I know, it all sucks. It's like there's really no winning when it comes to the tech right now. So I was just like, between the iPhone and Google, which I know for a fact Google is sold out to China, I went with the iPhone, even though I've had Google phones my whole life. Like I was like, I can't do it. Lesser of two evils, I guess, but Apple's still definitely not a good company. All right, back to the tweets. Yeah, so blackout across Pakistan, blackout at the Vatican, reports that the Pope was arrested. The Pope's senior doctor has died of COVID. That to me is hilarious. I can't stop laughing at that. It's just so ironic and karmic that the Pope's doctor would die of COVID. I mean, I don't actually believe he died of COVID, but what the story they're putting out there is pretty funny. Okay. 4 hours ago, LW said, a great deal of evidence deals with pedophilia and child sex trafficking. Laws prohibit it from being transmitted online, so the evidence can only be brought to light in court. You will also be shown evidence at the proper time and through proper channels about the conclusive evidence of election fraud and acts of treason by many against our country. Perhaps most shocking will be the masterful actions of President Trump in ridding our country of debtor state status. Our financial system is a paper fraud. Again, this is where XRP and the financial reset plays in. He's like, he's alluding to it. Not specifically to XRP, but he's alluding to the ridding of our debtor state status, as he puts it. Our financial system is a paper fraud. Time for bankruptcy and a fresh start. Just think, no income taxes. Ooh, that's exciting.
It's not like we pay them anyway. Good time to own gold, silver, land, etc. Real assets versus paper. It's 1776 again. Stay tuned. I don't know if I already read this one, but over the next 10 to 14 days, you will learn shocking information about many of the government officials and wealthy elite. Child sex trafficking and pedophilia are the worldwide pandemic. Revelations will relate to Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Chief Justice John Roberts, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Mike Pence, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates, and thousands more. I've seen the evidence. It is conclusive. This truly is the battle between good and evil. Yeah. My phone having life started with Nokia. Jace, hoping you can send me a trusted link to get on XRP. You can find me on Facebook for a PM. I don't have Facebook. I can't even get on Facebook anymore, unfortunately. They have me they have my IP tracked or something. They won't let me make one. But watch my older videos about how to buy XRP, and I tell you how to do it. Basically, just go to the website uphold.com. I forgot to mention this. So literally almost every single online exchange in America has banned the trading and sale of XRP. So this is how bad it's gotten. Just like with Trump getting banned from all these platforms, literally they've banned XRP from Cabal run Coinbase.com and every other exchange out there. Their American counterparts have been banned. Well, I'll say it this way: they're choosing to ban it out of fear. Also because they're deep state, and this is just their plan, because they don't want people to get in on this. They want people to think it's worthless. They want people to think it's a shit coin, as they say. They want Bitcoin. That's what they really want. They want Chinese-controlled Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the elite coins. XRP is the people's coin in a way, I think. But yeah, you can't buy them on any of the normal exchanges, but uphold.com, they are a Patriot run exchange, small exchange that is now blowing up, where you can buy XRP. And the way it works is, again, it's not a security, it's not a stock, it's a currency. So you're basically just exchanging your currencies, but through the internet. So what you have to do is you have to sign up with this the KYC, Know Your Customer US regulations. Just takes a couple minutes, and you just send in a picture of your ID and that kind of stuff. Hey, Laura, good to see you. And yeah, once you get approved within a couple minutes, then you can make currency transactions, and you can hold your crypto in that exchange wallet. That is the only exchange wallet that I actually trust right now. I'm only holding a little bit in there, but I have a separate hard wallet, as they call them, cold wallet, that is not connected to the internet or anything. And that's where I keep the majority of my crypto. And that's what I recommend you do if you're going to have, what I've heard is if you have 5 times worth the cost of the cold wallet itself, which comes out to $60-70. If you own more than 5 times that amount, then it's probably worth it to have a wallet for security reasons. So, yeah, just to summarize that, you can buy it on Uphold, you can keep it on Uphold, but better to transfer it to a separate wallet. Oh man, I got to get screenshots of the most recent parlor drops. Yeah, get them. Okay, so one of the other things that I want to jump into now is Jake. Mr. Jake Angeli, or Jake Chansley, or whatever they're calling him now. This is a very, very fascinating thing that's happening. And I'm watching people get so divided over it and get so emotional and just fight for, I don't know, it's cute. People are really willing to die on hills that they don't know about. And again, I don't know the truth. Jake could be Antifa. Jake could be a deep state plant. But everything in my being, everything in my experience from having met this guy twice and talked to him in person, having watched hours of his videos talking about star seeds and ascension and secret space programs and super soldiers and everything that we talk about, this dude is one of us. And I know some of the I think more of the Bible literalist type 17 supporters are having a hard time with his information because they think it's so woo-woo 5D. But he is straight up one of us, in my humble opinion. I feel very connected with this guy. He's my brother. Like, I know him. You know when you know somebody. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, he's got hours and hours of videos all about reincarnation and the etheric body and the etheric field and like ascension and like everything and more. Yeah, he's the real deal. And I think that it's very likely that he is a plant, but a positive plant. That he is well, this is where it starts getting kind of deep, because when you start calling stuff plants, there's different levels of plants, right? There's now when I'm saying plant, I'm saying plant with the context of an intentional mission to put someone in a position to carry out a role, right? That can be good or bad. I think he is a plant, but I don't know if he is a plant on an etheric level or on a military operational level. Does that make sense? He is on the same mission as we are. And the fact that he got into the Capitol and was standing at the desk, sitting in the chair, I just think it's one of the biggest spiritual wins that Earth has seen in recent times, on that kind of tangible level that the whole world has seen. And it's triggering so many people, so many liberals, and even 17 people. People are getting so triggered. It's like they're losing their minds. We got to remember to breathe, smoke some weed, chill out. When you're starting to feel like that, when you're getting all angsty and tense and people just don't understand you, smoke some weed. It helps. Smash that thumbs. Thank you, Alara. Yes, please hit thumbs up on there. Layers. Jake is 100% legit. He was picked up by the FBI through perhaps for security reasons. He was part of the white hat insurgents. Yep, exactly. He was literally let into the Capitol building, just like the rest of these guys. He was then allowed to be in the Capitol, fancy pictures taken of him, and then was escorted out of the Capitol. Now, I get why on the surface people are like, oh, it's Antifa, like they're working with them, but you got to go deeper. You got to dig a little deeper. Dude is like super tuned in. And again, I think it's amazing that he made it to that point. And I think it's very telling that they let him out. Now, I've heard reports that he's been arrested and that they're trying him. I don't know. It doesn't change my opinion on it at all. I figured he'd probably get arrested. Optically, that's probably what has to happen. But yes, Alice Kennedy is his sister and a friend. Yeah, I've been following the Alice Kennedy page. Very interesting. I'm not going to comment too much about that because I know this is another area where people tend to get really triggered. And even though sometimes I like to trigger people just to stir things up, I don't want to trigger people too much. I want to let things play out. And I want to see everybody have an open mind. And there's so many of us that have been locked into closed mindsets again, even though we preach that we're, the most open-minded community and blah, blah, blah. So many people have gone stuck in the rabbit hole, The rabbit hole, you explore it, but then you got to come out and breathe fresh air again. Just threw some silver across the room. You got to breathe the air and return to reality. But some people get stuck in the rabbit hole, and then it's like they have like etheric implants that then, or like entity attachments that then just love to feed off that fear, and they keep them stuck in that place, even though they may be on the surface telling people not to get caught up in this fear, but they themselves are. So again, for 17 people, it's all a movie. Just let it play out. Don't get emotionally attached. I know that it's hard. Like, I get emotionally attached. I'm emotional right now. Like, I'm passionate about this, but it's something we have to remind ourselves a lot. And if you find yourself like being really aggressive towards another patriot or another light worker, for any reason, just take a step back and breathe and like check yourself and be like, I'm on the same side as this person, you know? And the truth will come out no matter what it is. No matter, the truth will come out, and we don't need to be afraid of the wrong truth coming out, because that's not how it works. We're not moving into a space where the wrong truth will come out, where we need to like, you know, we're moving into a space where we no longer have to fight to figure out what the truth actually is. The energies of the space we're moving into are one where truth is just there to look at. It's not something you argue about or debate over what side of the truth you're seeing. We are going to see truth in its entirety, I believe. I will give Alexis your love, Alara. People need to chill out. Yeah, it's true. Including me. I need to chill out too. I'm too amped up. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys a quick video clip of, I've been collecting videos from Jake that I've been finding all over, been screen recording them, because I think a lot of them are going to get deleted. And there's one I want to show you where he's talking about being a multidimensional light worker. And if you just read this guy's energy, like, honestly, I'm sorry if there's any 17 people that are like Bible literalists, but a lot of the Bible literalists have a really hard time reading energy. There's just like this blockage, I think, where the third eye is not totally online and able to see correctly. And so people will take something naturally that they don't understand and demonize it. Just like when they say all aliens are demons, it's the same kind of like lack of understanding. And that's where I think that, you know, as soon as we get past this wall of this great awakening and we get our massive truth, the next main stage in the healing for patriots and for America is gonna be healing the deep Christian crowd. And like I said, I love Christians. I love Jesus. I love God. But the Bible literalists are, it's just not, there's lack of truth there too that needs to be revealed. And I believe that will be kind of the next healing process, is opening up, you know, once we get through the disclosure, then it's going to be the galactic energies. And that's going to be new for everybody. That's going to be new for the leftists, the people on the right. Like, if you're politically aligned, it's going to be a new thing to welcome in galactic energies. So, and I say politically aligned as in traditional left versus right. Obviously, Team 17 is galactic. So, there's my love. Hi, Alexis. Mushroom prescription may also be in order. I approve. Schumann activity has been off the scale, says Donovan. Yeah, definitely look to Ascension Diaries, my wife Alexis, for any info on the Schumann. She is so on top of the Schumann. She is like, I just got to say, for anybody that follows me that doesn't follow her, and you're interested in the Schumann resonance, her reporting and scientific analysis and spiritual analysis is, and I'm not just saying this because she's my wife, but it's like, I think the best out there, the most cutting edge Schumann information out there. So many people sharing the Schumann are sharing just straight up misinformation. And so many of the main pages that are supposed to be, you know, spreading truth around this are, I don't think they're purposely deceiving people. I hope not. But so many are just, their science and their words are just off. Like, they're talking about, they're saying the Hertz has reached, you know, 100 or 800 or whatever, and they're confusing hertz and amplitude, and they don't even know the fundamentals of the difference between hertz and amplitude. And then people start just throwing out crazy esoteric stuff that isn't even aligned with the science of what's physically happening. And there's a lot of issues in the greater Schumann resonance information out there. And Alexis is doing amazing work at bringing clarity, both spiritually and scientifically, to the Schumann resonance, because very few out there are. So I highly recommend interviewing her if you have a YouTube channel or anything and you want to get some more clarity and have your mind blown about the Schumann. She is so on point. I love you too. Where's the bird? He's out in the other room because he likes to sit on my computer and sit in front of the screen and poop on my screen and chew on my camera and stuff. So he doesn't get to be in here for live streams. Maybe next time. There is a way to read the Bible. It's full of code, but it takes insight to see into the info contained within it. Yes. Yeah, true. But at the same time, I do think that the Bible has misinformation written into it, not by God, but by humans who have changed it over time. So I've never read the Bible all the way through. I'll say that to start with. So I am speaking from a place of ignorance. But like the Law of One, I would say that's my Bible in a way. It's my preferred sacred text is the Law of One. And in the Law of One, they talk about how there is amazing spiritual information in the Bible, but it's also about like half disinformation and spiritually damaging information. And so it's a great exercise for people in spiritual discernment. And what I've seen is that a lot of the super heavy Bible literalist crowd, like people that will take every word literally and it's nothing else but that, and think that every word in there that was written by a human was written by God. It's those people that I think we're going to have to work with when we're talking about integrating galactic energies. But of course, if you're here and you already know about the galactics and what's going on, like that's not your community or who I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the people that if they heard this stuff, they would think that we're Antifa. You can bring the bird in. Bring him in. Ascension Diaries is awesome. Yes. Okay, what else was there? Oh, I was going to show you that Jake video. All right. Well, first this one. It's the best song ever. Thanks, babe.
Do you want me to just give you something?
All right, he's gone. It's too fast. It's over. I'll grab him. This is Willow, the golden triangle head being. He is a very special being that has a very big personality for his little tiny body. He's brought a lot of joy into our lives. I highly recommend cockatiels if you would like a fuzzy little friend, but maybe you don't have the room or the resources for a dog or something. He's like a little puppy in a tiny little bird package, and he has just the best personality ever. Law of One audiobook. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, that video. Give me one moment. Well, okay, here's one that I took the first time I met him back in, I guess this was about 10 months ago at the Trump rally in Phoenix. And like I said, it was the first time I saw him, and he was all, decked up in his gear. but I'll show you this clip real quick. Sorry, this is kind of janky, but
This is where this whole idea of the SpaceForce is coming from. We're talking like anti-gravity technology, free zero-point energy devices. We're talking about room temperature superconductors. We're talking about the future of humanity.
so when I met him, his like, of course, 17 was his main thing, but he was like all about the Navy SSP disclosure. That was like his gig, was like talking about that. And if you go and I'll try to put it in the description after this video, but there is a video he did on like December 19th called, oh, you know what? It's just go to Rumble and type in Captain America, a super soldier story, I think is what it's called. Captain America Super Soldier, something like that. And his video should come up. It's like an hour and a half. It's really good. And he goes super in depth about his experience being a super soldier and in the programs and all that stuff. And then the other video I wanted to show, give me just a sec. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding it, but I found something else I want to show you guys. So this is a picture of one of the guys who is suspected to be Special Ops Forces wearing a Q, or sorry, what did I say? What letter? A 17 patch. Wearing a Punisher logo. Right? Now, this picture by itself isn't really evidence of anything besides a guy wearing a Punisher logo and dressed like he's doing business. However, the video that was posted, let me pull it up. The video that was posted of Sergeant, oh, I'm gonna butcher his name. Hold on, I got his name. Let me find it. Lieutenant General Thomas McClernany, I don't know how to say his name, but you guys have seen this guy, right? Former Air Force. He was like the top third guy in the Air Force for a while. He's been talking a lot about this kind of stuff. So in this clip, which you can find on my Instagram at JaceDeface, it's in the link below, he discusses how part of what was occurring during the raid on the Capitol was special ops forces were disguised and went in with Antifa, whatever it was, and they seized Pelosi's laptop and lots of other damaging information. So in the clip that I posted, there is an edited clip in to his audio of a video of people in the Capitol when two of these special forces dudes run by. So I'll play that clip and then we'll talk about it. Because what they say is really important and interesting. Okay, Willow. Shh. Thanks, buddy. Okay, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but in the video, all the Trump people in the building are yelling at these guys, saying like, "Get out of here! You're Antifa! Get out!" And these guys are the only two people in that clip who look like they're on a mission. They're the only two that look like they're there to do something, and they look really annoyed with these guys. And and they say, "Stop! We're not here to be Antifa." That's what he said. I'll play it for you again. Stop. We're not here to be Antifa. Oh, what the heck? So he says, chill, chill. We're not here to be Antifa, which to me, I don't know. The first ping I got was like, okay, that sounds like they're special ops. And they're like, get off of us. We're not who you think we are. But digging in a little deeper, the words that they used are really interesting. Like, we're not here to be Antifa. Why would you not say something like, we're not Antifa? Doesn't that seem like more direct? So this is where like words are transparency, right? The way people say things show you what's going on. And him saying we're not here to be Antifa, to me, insinuates that they in the past have been there to be Antifa. You know what I mean? So this is where it gets a little deeper. What does that mean? Does that mean that sometimes Antifa have been special ops forces to conduct operations? I think that's possible, if not probable. Okay, I'm going back to the comments. You have a cockatiel with you too? That's awesome. Cockatiel twins. Anne Vandersteel has his full interview with the general on her show from Friday here on YouTube. I'll have to go check that out. Thank you for that, Galactivation Nation. Yep, shared General McKinney's video yesterday. You should watch it. Yep. Yeah. So, my Instagram, you can watch a clip from that. A couple minutes. I have it on IGTV. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else that you guys want to bring up or like want to talk about or have any questions about my thoughts on things? I got to start getting into the groove of doing these live streams more. I start getting like caught up in my mind that I'm like behind on information, and then in my mind I'm like, oh man, if I make a video I have to do it this way, and I have to make 3 separate videos about different topics. And I was just like, no, just blockages away. I'm just gonna do a live stream and talk about all of it. And I want to get into that rhythm of doing live streams again because it is a lot of fun. I like chatting about these things with you guys. I'm going to check my Twitter and see what on there I have to share here because I've been tweeting a lot of stuff. Again, Cosmic Origins on Twitter if you want to follow me on Twitter. The Department of the State tweeted this morning that they are proud to announce a new whole of government human trafficking website with federal resources for victims, current funding opportunities, public awareness and training efforts, and information on survivor leadership. Jace, have you lost friends, family over the election tension? Definitely. Fortunately, my immediate family, I haven't. They are kind of neutral to all this stuff, but I think that, you know, the people that are neutral to this are going to be having a heavy awakening soon, so I'm not too worried. I've lost some friends, but nothing too serious. Like, I haven't had any big fallouts with people. I just kind of claim my sovereignty, and I'm like, I'm going to be me, and if you want to be in my life, then I love that. But if you don't want to be in my life because you disagree, then that's fine too, and I'm not going to cry over it. And that mentality has, at least partially that mentality, I feel like has helped me, prevented me from having any kind of like huge, ugly fallouts with people. I just don't, like, if that is even going to be an option, I just don't put in the energy into that because I'm not going to put in energy into having an ugly fallout with somebody. It's in those kind of moments that I think you just walk away and you do you and you follow your heart, you know? What timeline of arrests do I think are coming? I feel like it's either going to happen in the next... It's got to happen this month. I feel like we're going to see the first arrest this month. I hope it happens before the 19th. It's possible it won't happen until then. Another thing interesting about the 19th is the day that all these American cryptocurrency exchanges officially delist XRP. So the 19th, you know, it's all like the dates are all lining up. But yeah, I think that we'll probably see the first and many arrests this month. I really hope so, but I feel that. Is the bird too loud? Is he like, is it causing audio issues? Or is it a nice background rainforest ambiance? I had many friends totally block me and say mean things, and part of me wants to stunt all over them after it's all said and done, but I know that's probably the wrong thing to do. Yeah, just keep doing you. Like, you don't need to worry about proving yourself to anybody. That's like the mentality that I had to get over that was really like messing with me, was feeling like I needed to prove myself to anybody. And once you realize that you don't have to prove yourself to anybody but yourself, then you're free, because then no one's keeping you down, even if they are your family or your best friend or whatever. Like, sovereignty and following the heart, I think, are the most important things. Sovereignty of thought and of the heart. And I'm sorry to hear that you went through that, because that's really, it's rough to have that with friends and family that you care about. And yeah, I think that there will be a chance for everybody to say I told you so, but whether or not we choose to do that is kind of the question. I feel like we won't have to say I told you so, because it's going to be so in people's faces that, you know, we're probably going to be inclined to not want to do that just to help other people even more, because we're not going to want it to rub it in other people's faces. Once other people see it and they get it, then we're going to be able to really heal. We won't want to like get back at them and be like, well, screw you for treating me this way. They're going to already feel guilty for that, and they're already going to be working through that. Hey, Z and Brian at the Earth Star Sanctuary. Shout out to the Earth Star Sanctuary. I told you so. What did you tell me so? I listen to bird sounds daily, sometimes at night. And you probably feel right at home. Z, is there anything... I don't know if you just jumped in, but if there's anything else that you think you want me to talk about, or that you think would be good to talk about. Oh, you're streaming too? That's funny. I'll have to go watch yours. Well, I'm trying to think. Anything else, you guys? I'm going to go through my Twitter again real quick. Oh, here's an interesting thing. Going back to Mr. AJ, Alex J. He interviewed Mr. Jake. Now, I didn't watch the whole interview. If you guys have the full clip, let me know. I haven't actually searched it. It's probably not too hard to find. But I watched this clip, and he's basically just screaming at Jake, calling him a Q crazy and saying that he's done with it and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh man, you just did this interview with Flynn and you made yourself look decent, and now you've gone and look like a fucking dummy again. I'm like, it's just, I don't know what's going on with that. I wanna give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that he's just like falling victim to the mind control stuff, but when he pulls shit like this, I'm just like, nah. Sorry, dude. That's not good vibes. Somebody pointed out that they thought Tulsi Gabbard would make a good VP for Trump. Oh, I guess I didn't quite touch that completely. That would be a good place to talk about. The new admin that we're transitioning to is most definitely a new Trump admin, right? He never, ever said anything about Biden, anything about conceding, anything about losing. All he said was we would have a fair transition to a new administration. And if Pence is out for treason and a new VP is in, that's a new administration. That's a whole new administration. So wordplay. And it takes you back to when Secretary Pompeo, Secretary of State, said a few months back that there would be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration, which really pissed off the media. So I fully believe that's what we're going to see. It's weird because logically that's what I feel is going to happen. When I tune into it, I've been feeling like there might be a third person in charge that is neither Trump nor Biden. And I think that might be Flynn. And I think what I'm picking up on is that there might be Insurrection Act, martial law type scenario where Flynn is actually in charge because he is, put in that position where he's like top general or whatever. I could see Flynn running the country for a little bit. But the fact that he said 10 out of 10, 100% that Trump would be the president tells me that he won't be in charge the whole time. It'll be a temporary thing if it does happen. But do you guys feel that at all? Like when you tap into intuitively, do you feel like that there's the possibility that a third person is going to be in charge for a little bit? Flynn VP. Yeah, Flynn VP is what I'm really hoping for. But somebody said Tulsi would be a good pick. That would be cool. And it would make the liberals happy that it's a woman, even though sex and skin color are the most irrelevant things in the world. I literally had somebody call me a racist the other day because I'm brown and I support Trump. He literally was like, "You're brown and you're wearing a CAG hat. You're a racist." I'm like, "You just called me brown and then called me a racist. You're using my skin color to separate me from you." Like, how stupid are some people? It's just crazy. And I think that the people who have been, caught up in the racist lie and the lie of this, that racism is the biggest problem in the world. Who cares about child sex trafficking? It's all about the color of your skin. It's just the stupidest thing. And as somebody, like, I've been really blessed because even though I am brown, I guess, if you want to say that, like, I've always been ethnically ambiguous, which is really, really nice because no one has ever been able to put me in a box. I've never been put in the colored box or the white box. I mean, people try, but they don't get very far because once they realize that I don't identify with race or color, then they're like, "Oh, wait, so how can we oppress you if you don't identify with race?" Right? And because I'm like a little darker than the average white person, and again, I wouldn't call myself white. I wouldn't call myself colored. I don't even know. Like, I know genetically what I'm supposed to be, but I'm a mix. I'm a mix of like everything out there. So it's really this beautiful state where I get to sit back as the observer and not play into the race game. And that pisses the people off who want to play into the race game and make everything about race. Because some people literally will tell you that you have to acknowledge their race. And if you don't acknowledge their race, then you're a racist. And I'm like, that is the most ass backwards thing I've ever heard of. It's fucking dumb. I'm cosmic. That's right. Sorry, now I'm getting a little passionate. I just hate it when people use racism, when people use the word racism to be racist. It's so dumb. I want Sidney Powell in a powerful position. I think she would be good at making sure the whole swamp drains. Yeah, let's see, like, I want to see like a 2024 run with like either Lynn Wood and Powell or Flynn and Powell, and then have the third person be like Secretary of State or Chief of Staff or something. Or maybe Flynn can run maybe he can be DNI, and Lynn and Powell can be president, and Tulsi can be in there somewhere. It's like a fantasy football, but with politics. All-star team. You've been called the white privilege person, Z? That is so funny. People are so idiotic sometimes. It's just crazy. The people who scream race the loudest are the most racist. They're using color to separate people. Good, it's time for the next act. We're ready. And there are brown racists, just saying. Of course, there's racists of every color. But he called me a racist because I am brown and because I had a CAG hat on. That's why I'm racist. Like, he had to point out that I was brown to call me a racist. It was really strange. I'm not Mexican, actually. I'm ethnically ambiguous. I grew up around a lot of Mexicans, though, so I am kind of culturally Mexican, and I grew up with, like, most of my friends were Mexican American, but I don't have any of that blood in me. Okay, Donovan wants to know, what's my feeling about Julian Assange? Our Prime Minister Oz has said that if all charges are dropped, he can come to Australia. You know, I will admit I'm not very versed on Julian Assange as of recent. Like, I've been following the story for years, but as far as the past couple days, I'm not very caught up with where things are at. But again, I do think, like, in the movie we're watching, his part is not done. He still has a role to play. Why do you guys have a little wrench beside your name and it's blue? Oh, that's the mod. Would you like to be a Zod? A mod? A Zod. Hey, me, would you like to be a Zod? Z, would you like to be a mod? I'm going to make you a mod. Now you have a little blue wrench by your name. No, Tulsi, she's not good. She could be deep state. I know I've seen the connections that people have made with various groups, like I think it's like Trilateral Commission and stuff like that. But intuitively, again, I think there is a difference between what we're being led to believe through just observation and what is the actual frequency of truth. And it is my opinion and my intuition that tells me that Tulsi is a white hat. She is a good person. She's playing a role. And Cabamir on Twitter says the same thing. And I resonate a lot with what Cabamir writes. And he says that she is a white hat that's playing a role on that side. And again, there has to be balance, right? Like, in order for there to be anything, there's got to be balance. So there has to be someone that is on the left that represents white hats too. And there's probably more besides her too. But yeah, again, I could be totally wrong. She could be total deep state. Maybe she is. Cosmic Raceway. Yeah, Tyler's going to kick you out now, Z. But now she's a mod. So it'll be a mod war. JK, no wars here. This is all peace. We're a peaceful tribe. I think Sidney Powell would make a great attorney general. Yeah. I have so many mods now. How exciting. Never had a mod before. Resurgence of Cosmic Origins YouTube channel. Ridiculous. Jake's channel name. Okay, Jake's channel got deleted, I'm assuming by YouTube and themselves. I don't think he deleted it. But you can find clips from it on Rumble. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. And there's an interview he did the other night with a project called the Phoenix Enigma, which was really synchronistic for me because I've been using the Phoenix Enigma website to do research about underground base activity in Arizona and Sedona for like the past few years. And then I saw that they were interviewing Jake the other night, and I didn't even know they had a podcast. And it was a really good interview. It was really good. Again, I'll try to find it and put it in the description. I guess you'll just have to come back and check the description later. But let me see if I can find the interview about the Captain America super soldier stuff, because that one was really good. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna pop over to the internet real quick. Okay, so I went to rumble.com and I typed in Captain America Super Soldier, and it's the first one. An Avengers story, Captain America. And this is his actual page too. Yellowstone Wolf AZ. That's his alias. One of them. Seems like he has several aliases. And it's like an hour and a half. And yeah, he goes into like everything from the etheric body, the etheric implants, etheric super soldier upgrades, incarnation, multidimensionality, star seeds, ascension, the solar flash, the law of one, blue avians, Corey Good, like David Wilcock. Like he's like in this community, but no one knew him, which was another reason why I think he's a alliance plant. Officially, also, he is ex-Navy. There's rumors going around that he's a Marine, an undercover Marine. That might be true, but he said in his interview recently that he is not a Marine or an ex-Marine and that he is ex-Navy sailor. Tulsi was on the Council of Foreign Relations, but I think she's a white hat too. Yeah, I feel like she was like a plant there. She was also on, I don't remember what the group was, but her and Dan Crenshaw were in this similar type of group together. And Dan Crenshaw is one who I thought was a white hat, who I no longer believe that to be the case. And it was when he started criticizing both Trump and marijuana at the same time that I was like, okay, this is not a good dude. And then other stuff started coming out. He's the eye patch guy, if you haven't seen him, which I was bummed because I thought he was a cool guy at first. And yeah, I was just a little ignorant. Maybe he still is a cool guy and maybe this is all a movie. But at this point in time, I'm feeling like he is one of the enemy. But we will see. CFR is deep state. What is CFR? I'm blanking. Arizona plays a major role in all this. Yes, it does. Last question from Donovan. What do you feel SpaceForce's true role will be? Do you think the good guys will defund NASA? Okay, so that's actually like more up my alley, because I woke up because I was in school for aerospace engineering at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, California, which is one of the top aerospace engineering schools in the country and huge recruitment for like secret space program stuff. And one of my professors, also I was on the space side of things. There was air and space. I was on astronautics, they called it. And one of the professors was the father of the F-22 fighter jet. He created it. And he was a senior guy at Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. And along with the F-22, he developed all sorts of classified anti-gravity craft. And he would tease people in the class about it all the time, playing conspiracy theory videos of like the TR-3B and Project Aurora, and basically alluding to that he created them. This guy's name was Bruce Wright. You can look him up. Bruce Wright. I think that was his name, at Cal Poly. And so that's what really woke me up. And so yeah, SpaceForce. So what I saw, so I'm going to come full circle to this. What I saw when I was there, I became the president of the AIAA, which is the Aerospace Society. So our chapter, I was the president of, and I was in the Aerospace Society for like 3 years. And when I was president, I was in charge of talking with the reps at Vandenberg Air Force Base, and we would set up like meetings and sometimes events. So one of the things that I was in charge of like setting up was group events to go watch rocket launches at Vandenberg Air Force Base. And a couple times I got permission to go on base with the soldiers and with the engineers and watch these rocket launches. And one of the things that I realized after watching like 5 of these was that like 4 out of the 5 that I had watched were all for an agency called the National Reconnaissance Office. Now, the National Reconnaissance Office is one of the big 5 intelligence agencies next to the NSA, the CIA, the NRO, the Geospatial Intelligence Agency, and I'm blanking. And they are basically the space CIA or the space NSA. And no one really hears about them because they don't want to be heard about. But they're a public intelligence agency that operates in space. And they were launching rockets that were the biggest rockets that ULA, the United Launch Alliance, has. Now, these payloads were literally the size of school buses and bigger. The biggest payloads you can imagine going into space, totally top secret. Nobody knows. Even the people I was on base with don't know. The people working on the projects don't know. Totally top secret. And that's what started waking me up more. I'm like, wow, there is infrastructure going into space on a weekly, monthly basis that is so massive. It's like they could have built several space stations with this in the past couple months and nobody would have known. And that was waking me up. Then, when I was president, I also coordinated an event with the United Launch Alliance, and we had the president of the United Launch Alliance, what do you call him? A Knights Templar member was the CEO, and his name is Mr. Tory Bruno. And we had Tory come and speak, and again, he is the president of the ULA. So the ULA and the NRO were contractors with each other. Government agency is the NRO. The ULA is a private space agency, basically like SpaceX. SpaceX came along and kicked their butt in competition, and now ULA doesn't do much anymore. That was part of this op, in my opinion. Now, this guy, Tory Bruno, total reptilian, deep state Knights Templar guy. He has like books all about how his Knights Templar religion plays into his business practices as an aerospace executive. And so this was waking me up on a whole nother level too. I like literally shook this guy's hand and looked him in the eyes. I'm like, I know you're a reptile. His teeth are all like, so when I saw SpaceForce come along, I had been waiting for something like this because I was seeing that there was all this corruption going on between the ULA and the NRO and private contractors working with the government to send up secret space program stuff that no one knows about. So SpaceForce, I believe, primarily is set to create oversight and jurisdiction on these space programs, which have had no oversight and been running rampant for decades. And of course, if you study secret space program stuff, you know this has been happening since at least the 40s, but really thousands of years. But we'll say the 40s, more recent times. I totally lost my train of thought there. But SpaceForce, I think it's to create jurisdiction on these programs. And so for me, that was like the crux of my awakening, because I was watching this happening and then awakening to the truth as these like reptile beings, executives are like right in my face. And I'm like, I see you. I know what you are. Okay, I'm going to come back to the comments real quick. Oh, put the link in the chat. Yeah, you are smart. You're such a smart wife. That's why I married you. Okay, here's the link to Jake's video in the chat. It was a Starseed Academy, and yes, the Phoenix Enigma interview was awesome. You're saying CFR was the Starseed Academy? Oh, yo, his YouTube was Starseed Academy. Yeah. And the interview with him on the Phoenix D Live channel. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Also, he did plant medicine experiments with his military people. Yes. Yeah, in that video, he talks about how the military, secret space program military, basically contacted him through psychedelic experiences, and that's how they recruited him to be a super soldier. But it's like, I know these things are hard to talk about because there's a level of this that I understand on a deeper level that I can't put into words, and I know that a lot of you get it too. But for people that aren't seeing what I'm seeing and what we're seeing, it can be hard to explain. So like when I say he says he was recruited into a super soldier program when he was on psychedelics, that might sound pretty crazy. But when you know how these things are working, you understand what the Q operation really is. You understand what SpaceForce really is. You understand what our involvement in it is in the future, and how so many of us are deeply, intimately a part of this mission on levels that many of us may not even realize tangibly yet. But the type of soldier that he claims to be is something that I think many of us are. And it's just about awakening to understanding what it is. And this isn't the same kind of super soldier that, say, like Corey Goode and those kind of people went through. This isn't a negative human secret space program that has been running off satanic principles without oversight for decades. This is literally future us. Now, I know that's a big statement, but I'll just leave it there. What's up, buddy? My little golden triangle head being. Bruno's wife is also a weirdly high up rocket scientist. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I haven't looked into her, though. Interesting that you know that. I wouldn't doubt that. Interesting, too, is that Bruno, in addition to being a Knights Templar and all that, he is really good friends with David Bigelow, or Robert Bigelow, who owns Bigelow Aerospace, who has big plans with ULA to industrialize space. This was before Trump came along. This was the plan they told us when I was in college. They're like, yeah, by 2021, we're going to have this full industrialization of the moon and all these transport systems. And then SpaceForce came along and put an end to all that because they were about to do some naughty stuff. Oh, Council of Foreign Relations. Yeah. Duh. Thank you. Collectivation. Okay, Donovan. Wow, awesome info. So the lunar command base must be totally real then, huh? They've been building it for a long time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of lunar command bases. Some human, most not human. But the one... I do think the one that was originally built to look like a swastika is legit. I mean, it's like every single space program whistleblower talks about that. And, you know, I remember it too. It's an honor to serve. That's right. I agree. It's an honor to serve with all of you guys. Totally get the recruitment. Haha, it sounds crazy as hell, but it's going to be so distinctly straightforward and legitimate. Yep. Yeah, it's like, you guys, it's like so much of this is literally... I mean, I know this is getting a little deeper too, but I know the partial disclosure narrative of the aliens being humans from the future has been a thing, but that within itself is a weird psyop because there is truth to that, but it's not the whole picture, right? So that psyop is trying to say that humans are, or that all ATs are humans from the future, which I don't agree with. Maybe in some weird linearity of time, that's true because everything is one. Sure. I'll give you that. But what I'm talking about here is humans in the future who are working with the wizards and warlocks of the SpaceForce intelligence, who are using fourth density vibrations and quantum computing technology to reach back in time and communicate with us in this moment. And yeah, you know, I'm just gonna say it. I know that Steinbart is a huge controversy, and I don't have any conclusions about that, but I do feel, logic aside, emotional reactivity aside, just intuition, the balance, I feel he is a part of these same groups, just like Jake, just like a bunch of us. And it's like, you know, people get caught up on the fact that he says he's Q. That's like the least important thing that I feel like I think about when I think about what's going on there. It's like, I could say I'm Q, and that's just as right as him saying he's Q, right? Because literally we are all Q, and that's part of what is what we're gonna learn. I don't know how much deeper into that I should go, because I know it gets kind of woo-woo for some people. But yeah, everything's meant to be. Everything's a movie that's playing out. We're going to learn the truth. It's fascinating, and I'm learning more every day, and I'm getting more information every day, and it just gets me more excited every day. Ambi says, when he talked about Arrowhead malls in Arizona, it made so much sense. Yuck. I'm not familiar with that. Arrowhead malls. You'll have to let me know what you're talking about. Link to a personal tour of ULA by Bruno. And this too, because his wife isn't listed online. Interesting. I don't see a link though, Zach. Did you post a link in the chat? I'm not seeing it. Back to the future. I like that. That's a good one. Please expand. No problem, folks. Interdimensional awareness. Another. I totally agree with what you're saying. Much to unfold. You want me to expand? I could talk a little bit more about that. It's so hard to explain because it's so quantum, and I'm still learning it. I'm still like receiving the info and trying to process it and analyze it and understand it. And I feel like we all are, and we all have a piece of the puzzle here. And I think that's part of the beauty of this, is that we all bring a piece of the puzzle and we unlock things. We unlock value, as Flair's mission statement is. I've had dreams, I will say, of being in these programs before I ever knew these programs existed. I had dreams where I was in a very empowered, what is probably fourth density state as a SpaceForce operative, as a SpaceForce Patriot, in a particular program. But this dream was, I don't know if it was the future, I don't know if it was me on another level, but it had key people in this community that I already knew I was soul family with and involved in, but this took it to a whole nother level. And the multidimensionality, the superpowers that I experienced in this dream, the telepathic, I was literally able to send someone else a telepathic meme that said Space Force as a joke right before they jumped into a portal and like went into another dimension. I sent him a meme in my head. It was very strange, but very normal in the dream. And it had this Space Force logo that I'd never seen before, that is very similar to the Space Force logo that has come out now, but wasn't out when I had the stream. Very, very strange stuff. Oh, I don't know anything about Arrowhead Mall. You're going to have to tell me about that, because I'm in Arizona too. Live conscious stream. The movie Soul and the concept of spark flare. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so glad you caught that. That was like, when I saw that, they were talking about over and over. They said, find your spark, find your spark. And I'm like, I got spark. If you're not familiar, spark is the cryptocurrency token that was given to XRP holders as basically, man, I don't even know fully what it is, but earlier in the video, I talked about how Flare put out this teaser trailer for what the Flare network will be in the future. And it was total secret space program, solar flash, interplanetary travel disclosure. Like, amazing. Planetary, if that makes sense. That's the impression I'm getting right now. And so, yeah, in that movie Soul, which was amazing, they kept talking about finding your spark, find your spark. And Q talked about Spark. That's when this really solidified for me, when Q said the word spark in quotes twice. Something about humanity needing to find a spark to uplift them. And that's literally what this cryptocurrency is set to be. It's set to liberate humanity. And the only people that got it were the people that held XRP on December 12th. On 12/12 at midnight at 12 at UTC time. Again, white hats love their numbers. They did a screenshot of the entire XRP ledger, and however many XRP tokens you held on 12/12 at 12 o'clock, you would get 1-for-1 Spark tokens. So the only people in the world that hold Spark tokens are XRP holders. Extremely scarce. They haven't even been released to people yet, and yet there's already exchanges trading Spark token for more value than XRP's worth, just as an IOU, not even as a real coin to trade. So it's like, and this might sound like nonsense to a lot of people, but it's some crazy shit that's going down. Zach, I'm not seeing your links that you're talking about. Is anybody else seeing the links that Zachary Madison is posting? Ambi, what is it about the Arrowhead Malls? Can you drop a link or something that talks about that? Oh, Smarter Every Day. I used to watch Smarter Every Day a lot when I was in aerospace. That's interesting. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. I hope he's a good dude. I used to get really good vibes about him, and I hope he's still a solid dude. That whole industry is really sketch, though. I hunk XRP will still be traded after the 19th. I know, right? Like, after the 19th, the inauguration day, all the main channels are shutting down XRP trading, so Uphold will probably still have it up. Recommend uphold.com. And again, I think XRP is going to be infinitely larger return of investment than, say, gold or silver. Okay, maybe not infinite. I'm exaggerating. But like thousands of percentage return of investment higher than gold or silver. XLM, Stellar, XRP's sister currency, is supposed to be what is silver backed, and XRP is supposed to be gold backed, according to the 17 like riddlers within the XRP community, who to me are on the 17 team. They're like the same group, just talking with different communities, wider reach, right? That doesn't conflict with each other. Yeah, but after the 19th, when these exchanges shut down and all shit breaks loose, probably with the world and the moving forward with America, that's when I think that XRP is really going to rocket, because basically what we're waiting for, in a sense, is for the regulatory clarity to be achieved, which this SEC lawsuit will do in a good way. It'll achieve regulatory clarity, which will allow the banks that are participating in the Ripple network to then buy their stockhold of XRP, right? Because XRP is not intended for people like you or me. It is the coin to liberate the earth, but it's not intended as a coin for everyday people to hold. I think Stellar XLM is more going to be that. XRP is like the infrastructure on how all the finances in the world will communicate with each other. So that infrastructure needs to be held by the infrastructure establishment, which moving forward will be run by the people, right? And that's the whole point of the decentralized platform, and how decentralized finance brought by Flare is being brought to the Ripple network, which this may seem like total another language to you guys if you're not familiar with this, but decentralized finance basically being a huge step for the blockchain in achieving decentralization and like smart contracts and all that. So like one of the really redeemable things about Ethereum, even though I believe it's deep state run, Ethereum created something called smart contracts. So it built off the blockchain that Bitcoin had and created smart contracts which have more opportunity in the way that they can create transactions and contracts with each other. So you can do like lending and in different kinds of investments and like all sorts of different things that you could do with normal money. that smart contracts enable. And so Flare brings smart contract capability to the XRP network. Now I'm going to find that Flare video and post it in the chat so you guys can see it, because it's going to blow your minds. Should I just play it? Should I play it? I'll just play it right now on the screen. Okay, let's see. Make sure I do this right. After I hit play, let me know if the volume is okay. Oh, only mods can drop links. No wonder. Okay, Zach, I make you a mod. There you go, Zach. Now you could drop a link. Okay, let me try doing this. Okay, hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. I'm gonna hit play now.
Something discovered. Something.
Okay, I know I paused it. I want to make sure that the video is actually playing, because when I went over to my stream, it looked like the video wasn't actually showing up. Were you guys able to see that at all? I just want to make sure it's going to work. Thumbs up, like it is working. Oh, I got your links. Awesome. To watch regarding crypto is great. Play it. Okay, I'm going to play it. Just want to make sure the volume and the video are going to work. It's only like 3 minutes, so it's not that long.
Something discovered. Something. System.
Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Beyond the watch, there are ways out. There is a light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness.
Ignition sequence start.
Talk to me about Flare Networks. Flare Networks.
They're doing some very interesting stuff with something called the Spark token.
Beyond the watch, the gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. Your life is your life.
Some say the book. why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Oh my gosh. That's so nuts. Look, it's the fucking... it's the old world dying. It's the solar flash taking out all the old stuff. Oh man. Ending with JFK. And did you see the Q? Right. Q. Like, bro, are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is going to be huge. Secret space program, Q, JFK. Like, I feel like it's so in people's faces now. So yeah, maybe get some XRP. Jump over to the chat. Were you guys able to see that? Did the audio and everything work? You guys are missing all the secret space visuals. Did it not work? The visuals stopped and the video stopped, but audio went. What the heck? No. Okay, I'm going to post it in the comments. Dang it. That's a bummer. Oh no. Did I lose my stream? Okay, I thought I disconnected. Man, technology can be so weird sometimes. That's a bummer that it didn't work. Go check out the link after this video. Oh, now it's saying the link isn't working? What the heck? Well, if that link doesn't work, just look up Flare Finances trailer. Bummer that the video didn't work. But yeah, the whole time it was like crazy secret space program visualizations and like literally a solar flash. And like the music spoke so much to me because that song by M83 is like, speaks to me so much. It's one of my favorites. M83 is like one of my favorite all-time bands. Well, that album, I should say. And then they're also playing the Interstellar song in the beginning, which was like also really heartfelt to me. I will put the link in for the website right here. So uphold.com, that's the exchange. You'll just have to go through a basic identity check, which goes through within like an hour or something. And then you can exchange for any currency on there. They do international currencies. They do, I think, even gold and silver, like digital gold. I don't know how, but somehow they do it. And yeah, the only exchange that's really still selling XRP. Yes, you heard Queen at the end. Yeah. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? It was like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps. Like the hairs on my arm are all standing up. It's just when you remember something from the future, it's such a powerful feeling. Whew. I need to burn some chaparral. Just a little bit though, because my bird is in here. Wow. I'm giving myself goosebumps again. Whew. Blessings to you, Donovan. I'm glad that you got something positive out of this. And thank you guys all who are hanging out here. You guys are inspiring me to like keep talking about making content. I get so caught up in my mind sometimes. I'm like, who wants to hear me talk about things? Nobody cares. Like, why? Bleh. You know, when the negative voices try to make you feel like worthless. But I'm overcoming that. I know I am worthy of planetary abundance and life and all the amazing things coming to us on this planet. Whew. All right. What else did I want to mention? I think I hit everything in my title. Oh, Zach, I'm going to open those links in another tab while they're still here so I can check those out. If any of you guys are content creators and you want to have me on your platform to talk about the cryptocurrency and the Great Awakening and how they're related and all that stuff, I'm super down to do that. I feel like I feel kind of lonely out here because I feel like I'm one of the only people in the 17 community that is really watching what's going on in the financial space, particularly the crypto space. And it's really important. I think everyone should be looking at it right now. There's a lot of opportunity if you know where to look. And I think a lot of people, I feel they're just kind of sitting around waiting for whatever, but a lot of people waiting for like the financial reset or waiting for the abundance. And even though I do think that that'll come to a degree, the real abundance, if you have the intent, it's there. But it's like you have to go get it, you know? You have to make an intent to actually get it, not just sit there and wait and hope that it's all going to come to you. Even though, like, of course, ultimately, spiritually, where we're going, that is the energy. Like, that is definitely the energy. We don't need to worry about finances. You don't need to fret about, like, investing now so you're going to have a wealthy future, because we're all going to have a wealthy future. But what I think this money, what I'm picturing this money is going to be used for is building new earth structures, which I know something Z Earth Star Healer is like a huge part of her mission. And I know it's a huge part of a lot of our missions is to create these new earth structures, communities, schools, everything, like the future. And that's where I see this money going into. So even though I think that we will all be taken care of ultimately as stewards of earth, we will not be left behind. But for those of us that know which steps to take right now, we can unlock a whole new layer of abundance that'll help us build the new earth in ways that might have taken maybe a little bit longer with the natural course of the financial redistribution. So, yes. Oh, all right. I'm going to go ahead and jump off because that is about all I've got to say. And my wife is going to jump on a live stream now too. It is Sunday church session on Ascension Diaries. So I recommend jumping over there after this. She's got a lot of great, amazing research and work, and she's been going live every Wednesday and Sunday. So it's making me get myself in shape too, and hopefully maybe I'll start getting a routine like that. It'll probably help me with making regular content. So yeah, I love you guys all so much. Thank you all for being here. What is this, 2 hours? Like, I'm shocked. I didn't even think I'd go like half an hour. Yeah, I love you guys all. Becky, Donovan, Zach, Angel, baby, Blue, Galactivation, Nation, everybody that's here. Thank you guys. And yeah, shoot me any comments down below for the next video if there's any of the stuff I talked about that you want me to go more in depth. And blessings to you all, love and light to you all. We're going to an amazing place, staying in there, hang in there, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.